Let's bring in John Thune, Senate Majority Leader. Senator, would you rather go through this exercise or shovel 4 feet of snow in South Dakota?
Well, Dana, the shoveling has to be done. What is this? We need to make sure that the Republicans are putting out there what it is that we are for. And we are for putting more money in the pockets of the American people so they can make their decisions about their health care coverage instead of giving it to the insurance companies, paid for by the taxpayers, with no income limits, so people make $500,000, $600,000 a year, having their health insurance subsidized by people who are making $40,000 or $50,000 a year. That's what the Democrat proposal does. And there are $0 premiums. A lot of people have no idea they're even covered, so the insurance companies auto-enroll them because they're incentivized to do that. And so the costs keep going up, insurance premiums keep going up in the individual marketplace on the Obama exchanges. That's got to stop. What we're going to do today, Dana, is put a proposal on the floor that the Congressional Budget Office actually has determined reduces by double digits insurance premiums. That's what this ought to be about. If it's really about affordability, let's focus on affordability and driving down insurance premiums. What the Democrats are doing is continuing to drive them up and giving the money to the insurance companies.
I feel like in March of 2010, when Obamacare passed, there were a few people around who said this, in several years, will be the outcome. And here we are, and we're still having to try to figure this out. Senator Chuck Schumer, and it's interesting because there's almost an exercise in political messaging rather than policy making. Watch him here.
So, there's only one way to avoid all this. The only realistic path left is what Democrats are proposing, a clean, direct extension of current tax credits. But even now, it looks like Republicans still don't get it. I want to be very clear about what this Republican bill represents. Junk insurance. Let me tell my Republican colleagues it's dead on arrival.
And one of the reasons that this is a challenging topic for Republicans, always has been, is because it's difficult to explain the free market and these bills don't move forward. But 67% of people that were polled in our Fox News poll said, compared to a year ago, costs for health care have increased. So what can Republicans do between now and before you recess to try to say, okay, we're on top of it, and can people really believe that things will get done next year?
Right. Well, and I think honestly, Dana, what the Democrats were proposing, these were Biden COVID bonuses. These were plus-ups in 21 and 22 that extended. The Democrats set this to expire this year. This is a problem they created. They want Republicans to solve it for them. But this program that they created is rife with fraud, waste, and abuse. The Government Accountability Office just did an audit, and 95% of the people they tried to enroll in the program were fraudulent. They got through because the insurance company signed them up. This is a program that is completely untenable for the future, continues to drive premiums up. So your answer about what are we doing to drive premiums down? The bill we're going to put on the floor today actually does, according to the Congressional Budget Office, reduce premiums by double digits for people in this country who are in the individual marketplace. Now, insurance rates are going up in the group marketplace too, the employer marketplace, which is where about 150 million people in this country get their insurance, but they're going up at half the rate that they are in the Obamacare exchanges. So yes, insurance rates, health insurance rates have been going up.
I see.
But the place they're going up the fastest is in the program created by Chuck Schumer and the Democrats.
Earlier today, President Trump said he had a chance to be with you, and he talked about this. He said, I am hereby asking Senate Majority Leader John Thune, a fantastic guy, to get something done, ideally the termination of blue slips. Too many great Republicans are being sent packing. None are getting approved. And signed, President GJT. Can you explain to people just real quickly what a blue slip is, and are you going to do something that will deal with his concerns?
Well, this is something that applies just to district court judges and U.S. attorneys, and it allows individuals, the senators from those states, to be able to sign off on the people who are nominated to those positions. That doesn't apply to circuit court judges, obviously doesn't apply to Supreme Court judges. And we have moved his nominees through the process at a record rate. We will, by the end of this year, have a record number of his nominees approved to the executive branch. Got his cabinet confirmed at the fastest rate possible. We'll continue to work on the judiciary, Dana, but this is a procedure that's been in place for a long time that both Republicans and Democrats support, because it gives them some input, particularly in those judges, the judicial appointments that are made in their individual states, some input into that decision-making process.
So you don't anticipate changing it?
I don't think it's going to change. It's been in place for a long time, and like I said, there are Republicans on the Judiciary Committee and off the Judiciary Committee for that matter, who support this and support it strongly.
All right, Senator John Thune, thank you. And if we don't see you, have a Merry Christmas.
Same to you. Thanks, Dana. Thanks, Bill.